Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam, and we are back with a new video on your Overwatch. Today I'm going to be going through the top 5 hardest heroes to master within the game. These are the ones with the real high potential and that take a lot of skill to use at the highest level and really decimate the enemy teams with. But before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about our live stream. We're going to be doing this very soon, starting today in fact, do some test streams and then eventually build up a schedule. This is at the request of you guys. We have a lot of questions as well if you can play with us, and you can. That's what the live stream is also going to be about. So in the description of this video there will be a link to our live stream, twitch.tv/YourOverwatch, and I'll also put the Twitter in there as well because that's something else people keep requesting. So guys, getting into it, at the number 5 spot I'm going to put McCree. Now before you go down to the comment sections and say McCree's easy to use, yes, I agree that McCree has got a starting potential of doing a lot of damage without really needing to do a lot. Of course you need to be able to aim, but he can do a lot of damage straight away. But the thing about McCree is, especially in higher levels, that if you're not getting the full potential value out of him, you should be going with another hero like Soldier, who's easier to use. He isn't as good, but he's easier to use and you will get more out of. When players start getting better and better with McCree, he becomes a hero that is absolutely terrifying. He isn't a flanker, and I think that that's what a lot of people seem to do, is they go off on their own and try and flashbang people and fan the hammer, and that's not what he's about anymore. If he sticks in a death ball and he's very, very good at aiming, he can tear through enemy teams like it's nothing, and if the enemy team do not deal with the McCree issue, they will lose the game. At the number 4 spot, I'm going to put Zarya. She's slightly harder to use than McCree. Maybe doesn't have the most top level potential, but in terms of mastering, isn't very simple either. With her shields being the main part of her kit, if you're not utilizing them at the right times just before you get attacked to charge yourself, you won't be getting any use out of this character. If she doesn't have any charge, I would say 30 is a minimum. Any less than that, you're not doing any damage. You need to be as far up towards the 100% charge as you can, and the timings of these need to be perfect. You need to time them just before you get attacked, or if your teammate gets attacked and dragged away maybe by a Roadhog, he needs to be shielded straight away so that you absorb that damage and get your maximum damage too. Then Zarya is an absolute animal. She can tear through teams, she gets her ultimate more quickly, and she is one of the scariest characters in the game when played by a decent player. At the number 3 spot, I'm going to put Widowmaker, and these top 3 were really difficult to try and decide who's got the most potential. Widowmaker isn't a meta hero anymore. She isn't strong enough really to be played very, very often. However, still, in the most capable hands, Widowmaker can seriously do damage to an enemy team. It does depend what the setup is, but you could say that for any hero. Widowmaker to the head can still one-shot near enough anything, especially if they're discorded, and if there's tanks, 2 or 3 shots to the head, it's also going to tear through them too. The issue is with Widowmaker is that she is very, very high skill to hit them shots, but she isn't necessarily that hard to use in terms of other abilities. You just need to make sure you've got great aim. So at the number 2 spot, very close to number 1, is Genji. Genji gets played more than most heroes within the game, but the thing about this character is that most people don't actually get value out of him. A lot of Genji players don't do a lot in between his ultimate. They'll get his ultimate, tear through the enemy team and get gold damage and think that they've really achieved a lot with this character. A lot of the time this isn't true. A real true Genji player will be able to use the shurikens, whether it's fan the hammer or the normal ones, just to decimate the enemy team, hit them in the head and just walk through people. He can also knife, melee, he can swift strike and get through people, and of course he can deflect as well. The use of all these abilities coupled together, used at the right time, can make Genji nearly unstoppable if you do not know how to deal with him. And if your team decide not to deal with him, it's not going to be a very good day for you. At the number 1 spot though, we have got Ana. Ana is one of the hardest people to use in the game, especially in terms of the high-end capability. She doesn't see much use at pro level, and I actually believe the reason for this is because she's too risky. I don't think it's because she's not good enough, it's just that you have to be absolutely on with her to do anything for your team. If you are playing perfectly, then she can heal the most people every second. She can use her nano boost to boost people at the perfect time to just tear through enemy teams, and she can also tranquilize people that are coming at her or her teammates. If a Roadhog hooks a friend, she could just tranquilize equalize them down and they're down, and then that's just massive DPS focus to that hero and they get killed instantly. However, if you're not at this mastery level, if you're not at the high potential doing this all the time, she's almost useless. She's not worth a pick, and an easier person to play would be Lucio or even Mercy still, because you can always get constant healing. You don't need to aim, you don't need to reload. So Ana has this massive mastery level and such a high skill ceiling. She's an incredible character, and I don't know if she does need a buff or simply just a little bit easier to use within the game, because at the minute she just can't be used consistently enough to get the most potential out of her, even by the best players in the game. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Would you put other heroes in here? Honorable mentions, I will put Mei. Mei can be difficult to use, and Hanzo, I believe, kind of can be hard to use, but as people call him, Spamzo, there is a lot of luck involved with his kit too. As we've said in previous videos, Hanzo could probably do with a little bit of a rework before he's a true hero within the game, and I hope to see him reworked and buffed. I want to see him used more and more viable as soon as possible. So let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you enjoy the channel. Have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.